Gary's Gadgets! Okay, today we're going to cover a gadget, some old, back in time, I don't know, for the most part, pre-mobile phone. I think there might have been some cell phones, still car phones, I think people still called them back then. But anyway, I'm going to cover a thing called the Sharp YO-400. Yeah, YO-400. So, see, there we go. So this is a Sharp YO-400 electronic organizer. I couldn't get it. I couldn't find any online. I couldn't find any like production dates for it. But there's no manufacturing date on it. There's a date for when you put your battery back up in, but you have to write that in yourself. So, what is the YO-400? The YO-400, being an electronic organizer, it has home and world clocks, calendar, schedule, anniversary, telephones, memos, to-dos, expense, calculator, conversion function, secret function, other functions, data transfer functions, and things. Now, back in the day, you get a manual. Because it's not like you could just say, hey, you know what, let me look that up on my phone real quick. So, yeah, so this is, I probably bought this in late 90s, early 2000s. Not sure exactly when I got it. But the main thing that I wanted to get it for was the scheduling function. I had a tendency to miss meetings because I'm a programmer, so I get engrossed in my work. I get in the zone, and you lose track of time. And if you didn't have something to actually remind you to go to a meeting, yeah, I'd wind up in meetings late. Or why'd you miss me? Oh crap! Because I was actually doing my job. But they, you know, it's after a while, you know, it gets a little frowned upon. So I figured that, you know, so I sought out something, a gadget that would help me do that. And that's when I found the YO-400. So let's see, it's a clamshell type setup. Boom, pops open like that. Takes two CR2032 batteries. I think, and then one more for memory backup. Now this has a whopping 32 kilobytes of RAM. Yeah, I don't know how much that's actually available for storage. But anyway, the only way you're going to get your data into the system is to type it in. So using this keyboard, which is a little QWERTY keyboard, I put new batteries in it, so it actually works. Let's see but you can see, here's the calendar, comes up. I put the batteries in a few weeks ago, and so it's been keeping time. Got today's date. There's a little calculator function. So you can hit, that's the calendar obviously, but you can change your days, change your month. So here's next month, here's last month. Start that as calculator function. Let's see, calendar function. Like I said, the main thing, I wanted to do a schedule so I could, you know, plug in the time. So I think, okay, 10, 30, description, meeting, stored. So now we got a schedule. Anniversary reminders. So that's be nice for like birthdays and obviously anniversaries. There's a to-do list. You say I need to make video. Priority 1. Stored. So now I have to-do list. Of course, over time, you can do telephone numbers, because back then you didn't have way to store phone numbers other than either like a piece of paper, or you actually had to remember phone numbers, which was more likely. You could write up a memo, so you could type something up, which really doesn't do you much good since there is a way to get data out of this. I'll talk about that later. But pretty much, it's just more like notes that you want to keep. And QWERTY keyboard wasn't too bad. Didn't, back then, all the keyboards that way. It has an expense function. I think I might have used that once. I could plug in my expenses and then just cursor through them instead of going through all the, once I get the receipt, plug it in, and then when I went to go do my expense report, I could just go through my expenses this way. It has a world, momentarily, so you can have your base zone and where, if you're traveling, because, home button takes you home. Something might be stuck. Expense or expense button might get stuck. Let's see. Yep. And then you've got the calculator, which is just regular calculator. 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3 equals 2, 4, 6. Looks like it's losing some of the pixels. No, that's just the angle on that. Okay, so this is the main gadget. I can date this to the late 90s because all the examples in here for the calendars and examples are all in 1997. This one's December, but I saw one earlier February. So I'm guessing this probably came out roughly around that time. I'm not sure because, like I said, I couldn't find anything. But you can set all the information up. And like I said, I mainly used it for the scheduling function. This is a reminder to go, oh yeah, I got to get to that meeting. Now, it did have a way to get data out. You could get a cable and plug it in and plug that into another one and transfer your data. So like if you ran out of your memory and needed to go to the 64 kilobyte version, you could transfer your data. There was a computer cable. I did get the cable. I might still have it somewhere, although I might have thrown it out saying, why would I ever need this again? But you could basically back up your data. You really couldn't do anything with it like on the computer. They didn't have like corresponding things. So later on, the electronic organizer, I eventually got this through work. I got it replaced with a Palm Pilot. So yeah, that wasn't mine, so I don't have that. That was company one. So now everything's replaced by your cell phone. So, but this was an interesting little piece of equipment at the time. The little space button is a little wonky there. It's a little pulled out. I think that's because this can be times hard to open. And I think I probably just nailed it with the thumb or something. But it still works after all these years. Don't use it, but it still works. So that's the YO-400 electronic organizer. Not much. Size-wise, it's actually not that much bigger than a cell phone nowadays, a cell phone with a case on it. So, and of course, it's got how to handle your troubleshoot. Yeah, caring for your organizer. Don't have it in your back pocket because the display is made of glass. So don't put it in your phone. Don't drop it. Clean it with soft, dry cloth. Do not press the keys with sharp pointed object. And bending the organizer will damage internal circuits, which pretty much, you do that with your phone, you're going to damage internal circuits. So, anyway, that's the YO-400. Guess I'll catch you later for another Gary's Gadgets. Gary's Gadgets!